Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Before we get started, I am gonna go ahead and play for you guys my intro because I love it. And unfortunately I wasn't prepared, but let's start that over.
Says your immersive experience has been hijacked. It is highly recommended that you disconnect.
All right. Welcome back to the Immersive Experience, a podcast about you, for you, from you. I'm recording this one early. So I hope you guys enjoy the playback. This is going to be short, simple, sweet, to the point, and this is about checking the agreements that you have made with yourself. I want to say that because just a lot of times, just in life in general, we make a lot of agreements with ourselves. You have to understand that every single day you go out, you make an agreement with yourself. Oh, today I'll be better than I was yesterday. Or, oh, today I'm actually going to do what I said I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start working on my health today. And here's the thing, we are so upset with ourselves because we don't understand how we backdoor ourselves with the agreements that we make with ourselves. Here's the thing, I want to help you put you into perspective. You wonder why you cannot trust your intuition. You wonder why you cannot trust yourself. And that is simply because you do not keep your word to yourself. Imagine if it was somebody that was outside of you who kept telling you that they were going to do something for you. What eventually happens when they never do it, when they don't show up for you? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's happening to you right now. You're not showing up for yourself. And so in turn, what happens is your trust in yourself, it dwindles. Your intuition, you can't trust that. Why? Because you don't trust you, because you've been lying to yourself this entire time. Do something different. Y'all be so afraid to do something different. And this is the only way that you'll be able to keep your word to yourself. Keep your word to yourself. Don't be the father that left you when you were 3. Don't be the mother that abandoned you when you were 6. Okay? Hello? Are you not? Y'all want everybody else to show up for you, but you refuse to show up for yourself. And please do not think that I'm just talking to everybody else. When I say something, I speak to myself first and foremost, okay? Please understand that. But stop expecting people to show up for you when you can't show up for yourself. You can't be consistent with yourself. Like RuPaul said it best, like if you don't love you, how the hell somebody else gonna love you, baby? If you don't show up for yourself, how somebody else supposed to show up for yourself? Because contrary to popular belief, we teach people how to treat us. So if I come in and I see that you're insecure about something or you don't keep your word to yourself, guess what I understand is that that is something that I can exploit. Your weakness. Your weakness is that you have a problem keeping your word to yourself, that you'll bend over backwards for everybody else, but won't bend over for yourself. Baby, we be ready to listen. I ain't gonna go there. But y'all, I just really want you to start reflecting on the things that you have promised yourself or the things that you've told yourself that you want. And I want you to really put them into perspective, to really look at them and to get an understanding of that you can have everything that you say that you want if you put the work in. And here's the thing, a lot of us are afraid to put the work in. What are you so afraid of? We have so many excuses as to why we cannot do something, only to be stuck in misery. And that is why I state that it is important to remember the promises that we make to ourselves. We get mad at everybody else for breaking their promises to us, but we ain't mad at ourselves. Baby, listen, you're projecting. And I say that wholeheartedly because the reason I say that it is projection is simply because it is something that you've allowed yourself to do to yourself for so many years. And now somebody else comes along and they do it to you and you're upset about it. Stop. Stop allowing other people to dictate how you move with yourself. Here's something that I learned in life is that you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. You could go off and you could do the best thing that you think that you could possibly have ever did, and somebody's going to come around and tell you, "You were so wrong for doing that. I can't believe you did that." And then what? And then nothing. And then you're upset with yourself. Now you're second guessing yourself. Now you're questioning yourself. Everybody else has the ability to make you question yourself, but you can't prompt yourself. People have taught you to think that your value lies in everything that is outside of yourself. We get so upset with ourselves. We make so many excuses with ourselves, and we never do what we're supposed to do. Why is that? Because you're lazy. Because you think that you're more valuable when you're situated next to somebody else who you can help improve, who can help you improve, who can hold you accountable, who can hold yourself accountable. That's what you do. Hold yourself accountable. Stop looking for these excuses. Oh, my child. Oh, this, oh, that. Girl, good night. Just good night. Go to sleep. You're tired. That's what that is. Go to sleep, reset. You need to mentally reset. All this negative talk. There are so many people in the world who state that they understand the power that lies in their tongue, and then yet you only speak negatively about yourself. How do you truly understand that power? And see, not keeping our word to ourselves is one of the ways that we give our power away. And maybe people don't understand that in a full sense. And here's the thing, my friends, they used to hate me. I probably still do. Baby, I'm analytical. I am analytical to the death of me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we was listening to this Fantasia song. You know that song. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. However it go ahead and free yourself. Whatever. However the song go. Y'all know the song I'm talking about. If you don't, go ahead and free yourself. I can't remember the song, but it's a Fantasia song. She talk about if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Um, I forget the rest of that song, but however, we was listening to that song, and I was telling my friend, I said, essentially, she's giving her power away. And my friend was like, "What you mean?" I was like, "If you could tell that somebody don't want you, see." And this is what I was talking about. You done set up here and made a whole song about somebody maybe possibly not wanting you. And then you told them to free themselves. Here's the thing, you have the capability of freeing your own self, but you refuse to free yourself. Everything. We don't understand the way that we beg other people to please take my power. And it's because you have no consistency with yourself. It's because you are unable to keep your word to yourself. You say that you are going to do things. Baby, I'd be convicted. You know, I ain't been on here and did a podcast in damn near 2 weeks. 2 weeks, honey. And I was convicted. I'm like, baby, what you doing? And I really be talking to myself. And I see, this is something that a lot of people will never understand. Like, I am a loner. I like my alone time. I like being by myself. And don't get me wrong, it's easy for me to interact with the general public or just people outside of myself in general. But to really get that alone time, to have that reflection that I need to look inside of myself and start to understand, like, hey, listen, Desiree. It's some stuff you gotta work out. It's some things you gotta get in order. And you remember you said that you wanted to do ba 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 ba. If you do not hold yourself accountable, honey, nobody is going to hold you accountable. Some of the message, one of the messages that a lot of us need is that only you can change you. And that is so true. If you are not in the mentality of being ready, you have to walk over that mentality. You have to level up for yourself. You have to do the things that you need to do to get to where you're trying to get to. I don't understand why it's so easy for us to blame everybody else for our failures. And it's not imperative to you to look into the mirror and understand that you have caused just as much of this hurt in your life as anybody else has. And people think me crazy when I tell them that you can only be the victim one time. You can only be the victim one time. It is how you alter your mentality that allows you to stay in the victim mindset. But there are people, and we know this for a fact, there are people who have been enslaved, they have been raped, they have been lived all types of hellish lives. You understand what I'm saying? And somehow they have still managed to triumph. And then you have the people who have went through the exact same thing as them, but but the spirit in them, the audacity in them is not the same as it was in the other person who was able to triumph. That is why you have people who can make it through life and go and do the things on their own and figure out things on their own. Listen, there are people jealous of you because of the things that you are capable of doing and you refuse to do. They are already mad at you because of your capability. Bitch, just imagine that people are mad at you because of your potential and you don't never live up to it. Baby, you got that mad, stressing. And guess what? They gonna check and make sure that you not living up to the potential that they know you got. We all talk about this crab in the barrel mentality and then don't recognize when it's happening. We think that everything has to happen in the physical, and it does not happen in the physical. Everything does not happen in the physical. Check your mindset so you can remember the agreements that you have made with yourself. Y'all tripping. Y'all tweaking. Y'all give y'all power away. You don't keep your word to yourself. You don't do none of that. And then y'all be mad at the world because you feel as if you're unsuccessful and it's your mama fault. It's your daddy fault because didn't nobody teach you, didn't nobody tell you. That is a victim mindset. And you will never be successful because you will never be That is a victim mindset. And we can't live in that. We can't walk in that. Why would you want to? We don't understand how we hurt ourselves by not checking in with ourselves, by not checking the things that we've stated that we want to do or how we want to grow or where we want to go. We have no direction. And the crazy thing is you set up a plan your entire life. You've mapped your entire life out. You've told yourself, oh, from the time you was able to even remember, what was the first thing you stated that you wanted to be when you grew up? Mine was a veterinarian. So, first of all, did that happen? No, it didn't. But in life, I do believe that our agreements with ourselves, they change and they have the ability to change drastically. How have your agreements with yourself changed? What agreements have you lived up to? What have you actually done to make the things that you say you want to see happen happen? We are afraid of being great. And why are you afraid of being great? Baby, I can't answer that for you. I could tell you why I was afraid of being great. It's because I didn't think I was good enough. Great. Who gonna want to listen to me? Who gonna want to look at me? Baby, listen. I can tell you that from everything that I have went through, for everything that I have did, my failures happened because of the mentality that I walked with. The mentality that oh, ain't nobody gonna want to listen to me. Don't nobody want to hear what I gotta say. Maybe they might. I'm not cute enough. Maybe because you can't tell me nothing now. But that's where a lot of my success, my unsuccess came from. The fear of myself. And we be so scared of ourselves. We scared of ourselves, baby. Because just imagine how great you would be if you actually kept your word to yourself. I just want to leave y'all with this. If you haven't already, read the four agreements. Make sure you're checking in with yourself. Make sure you're checking the agreements that you have with yourself because, contrary to popular belief, it is important that we keep our word to ourselves just as much as it is important that we keep our word to everybody else. But hear me, because if you weren't able to keep your word to everybody else, then what the freak make you think you're going to be able to keep your word to yourself? And I want y'all to understand something because I'm trying to be more aware of the cuss words that fall out of my mouth. Not that I'm trying to stop cussing, but for podcast purposes, I'd like to be more aware of the things that come out of my mouth. And because cursing is one thing that I choose not to be aware of. I like cussing. I like cussing a lot. And so this is and that's new for me. So to in order to keep that agreement with myself, I have to be conscientious of how I am structuring my sentences or how I am choosing the words that I want to say. And please believe that this is very hard for me because cuss words just fall out my mouth so freely. You understand what I'm saying? They just like, baby, it's beautiful. Cuss words be like music to my ears, honey. No, like when I hear a cuss word, I'll be like, yeah, I could rock with that. I could rock with them. But believe me, on a personal level, um I will still use them, but in an entertaining, in a recording level, I will essentially tone it down because I do want what I have to say to reach more than just people who curse, or more than, I want it to be able to be universal, because I do believe that this is not just a message that I need to hear, but it is something that is, it happens, and it happens often because I see it so often, that we make these agreements with ourselves and we do not keep them with ourselves. Please be more conscientious of the things that you speak over your life, the things that you say to yourself. Follow through with them. Stop telling yourself that you're incapable of doing something when you actually are very capable of doing it. You're just afraid of doing it. That's the problem. We don't assess ourselves, so we don't know what our fears really are. We don't really know why we're afraid of doing something. And let me tell you something. A lot of us have great awareness of what our flaws are, but we do not have we are not solution based enough to change the flaw. And that is something that we have a big issue with. You must be just as solution based as you are problem based. Because what's the point in having all these problems if you have no solutions? One of the solutions is keeping your word to yourself. I don't know. Really. And I promise you, pour into yourself, do more for yourself. Just really think about you as how you value people outside of yourself. Here's the thing. God hid himself in the most uncanny place ever, ever. And that was inside of you. You understand what I'm saying? And I do believe that in order to explore God, you must explore yourself, because that is where true forgiveness happens. The things that you were embarrassed about, the things that you are ashamed about, the things that made you cut yourself off, the things that are no good to you, the things that is what forgiveness is. That is what unconditional love is. To understand that you're stuck with yourself no matter what happens to you. You could go and your entire face could get burnt off tomorrow. Hopefully you find the courage to make it back to yourself, even with your face burnt. And these are things that actually go through my mind, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of my deepest fears was losing my senses. And then I lost hearing in my left ear. Y'all don't even know. Oh my gosh, I was so scared. Like I was scared because that was one of my biggest fears. And then I understood that my hearing don't make me. My sight don't make me. None of this. And trust me, I've grown to be attached to who I am physically. Um, but it's all null and void at the end of the day. And that is something that I'm truly learning. That maybe you could amputate my legs, you could take my arms, you could do all of these things. Not I'm saying I don't want you to now, but I'm just saying, like, if that is something that happened, or if that is something that had to happen to me, that the beauty of that happening to me is that internally I still am who I am. And I understand that I would suffer from the physical being augmented, but at the end of the day, it's all about my mindset. And these things are hard. So you have to understand that physically, no, we may have not lost our legs, but in a sense, mentally, we have. In a sense, we're losing the battle mentally, and it affects us physically. We have to understand the way that we affect ourselves, the things that we say to ourselves, and not only just the things that we say to ourselves, but the things that we constantly repeat to ourselves. You hurt yourself. And I don't think we know how much we hurt ourselves, how much we sabotage ourselves. Stop sabotaging yourself. Please. It is imperative that you stop sabotaging yourself. And the first way to stop doing that is to be impeccable with your word. And I mean, be impeccable with it. You tell yourself you was going to do something, do it. Something that takes 5 minutes for you to do, make it the first thing you do. Procrastination is easy because you understand you work better under stress. Make it a habit to be just as productive as you are under stress as you would be if you were not. If you understand that you already have the skill, utilize the skill, you guys. That's just all you have to do. Don't make this harder than what it has to be. Nobody is coming to save you. You must save yourself. And the only way you will save yourself is by changing your mind. You must see you as important. You must deem you as something that is necessary. You are necessary. Do you hear me? And I be talking to myself. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all I be talking to myself. Don't nobody be listening to me. I be talking to myself, honey. And I'm, baby, cause this is how I feel. Your subconscious don't know nobody but you. And when I tell you your subconscious don't know nobody but you, I mean that wholeheartedly with my whole spirit. You understand me? You know you better than anybody. And I understand that there's pieces of your life that you may not remember, but the bulk of your life, you remember. I have not walked without my memory since I was 3. And anything before 3, I don't really remember like that. But right now, from 3 to now, baby, I got you. I got this life down packed. And this is why I always tell people like the quickest way to offend me is to tell me something about me and be wrong. Bitch, you wrong. Mm-hmm. See what I told y'all? See? And it's the thing, 'cause people be telling you like, are you healed? Are you just in an environment where you haven't been triggered? And baby, listen, I'ma always put myself in a place where I'm gonna be triggered because my conversations with myself be triggering me. They be triggering me like a mug. Like, baby, what? I really be talking to myself because I have to walk myself through a lot of things. And so call me crazy, but I'm gonna figure it out. Whether I gotta do it by myself or I'll go talk to a therapist, and I ain't never talked to one of them, but I would love to sit on somebody's couch and let them analyze me. Honey, tell me about me, honey. Hey, even though I just told y'all that's one thing that triggered me because this lady gonna start rattling off and she could be wrong, but I'm gonna give it to you. I always give people me, I always give honesty. There was a time where I didn't walk like that. I walked with a lot of falsehoods, simply because I was insecure. I didn't trust in myself. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that I was good enough just the way I was. I have always fought this battle of my physical, the physicality of me. And it was always that against everything that the world had to say. I mean, I really had to look in the mirror and ask myself, like, Desiree, you really think you ugly? You really think that your nose too fat? You really think that? And these are all things that I have been told growing up. And I mean, I really need you to go back in and check yourself. For everything that you don't like about yourself, why don't you like it? Where did it stem from? Where did it come from? And that is not wrong. Oh, baby, you too ugly because you got bags under your eyes. Baby, call me the bag lady. Call me the bag lady, honey. Call me the bag lady because I'm coming with my bags, honey. I'm coming with my bags. Do you understand me? I'm coming with my bags and my mental luggage. It's just something you need to know. And I got a lot of listen. It get dark. It get real dark in this head of mine. And I stated that that is just the cause of living in the deep. And I am definitely a creature of my own depth, baby. I've swim in me. I've swam in the deep of me, in the oceans of me. I've wrote in the sand of me. Honey, listen, I'm a poet for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? Everything I write is a love letter to myself. Whether it be via correction, whether it be via fear, insecurity, baby, I love me for all the flaws that I am, for all the beauty that I am. for all the imperfections, everything that I am. I love me just the way that I am. And I understand that if there is something that I want to change, it is up to me to put the work in. I say this all the time. The best way to combat entropy is is to exert much effort. The best way to combat entropy is to exert much effort. You must always be conscientious. You must always be aware. My religion is consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? And it is not an easy religion to practice, but it is something that I long to understand and grasp wholeheartedly in the fullness thereof is consciousness. To know. And I think I spoke on this one time. KRS-One was stating about how um, breath is consciousness. Because what happens when you lose it? The first thing you lose is what? Consciousness. And that's what he stated. That is something I would like to research a little more, get a little more familiar with it. I like the saying, but it is something I want to delve into. Just right off the bat, it seems very enticing. I like the way that that sounded. So that is something I will research a little more. And like you guys, you know what I'm saying? Just I don't want to be million and one times to keep showing yourself grace. I want to more so tell you to be real with yourself. Search the reality of you. Look at the things that are in front of you. And this is why I tell you that we have to do the self-reflection, that we have to be willing to go inside of ourselves, because there are things that we have the ability to push down and try and to like throw off to the side and not deal with as often as we would need or deem that we need to deal with those things. But here's the thing: search yourself, and search yourself for not only just your flaws, but the agreements that you have made with yourself. And if you go back and you find agreements that you have put off and that you understand that you want to get back to, write them down. And listen, if your memory works a different way and you're able to hold it within your mind and still focus on it and work on it, do what works for you. What works best for me is writing them down. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. I just want to help you, put you into perspective. And the way to do that is to tell you that you are necessary, and the things that you deem as goals for yourself, they are necessary. Please understand that we cannot keep stressing about the things that are out of our control. That man keep cheating on you. That woman keep leaving you and going to and messing with richer men. That is on them, honey. Okay, that is their loss. That listen, something that I'm learning is that the best revenge that I have ever found and I have ever felt is bettering myself. And it feels so good. And it's not to shit on anybody else. It's not to make anybody else feel less than me. But no, it is to make me feel better, to be great, to walk in my own greatness, to build myself up in a manner that I know that I can flourish, that I can function, to stop looking at everybody else and comparing myself to everybody else. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. But understand something: this joy that I have, honey, because the church I grew up in, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it. And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because everything that I have inside of me, I built it up from inside of me. I understood the lessons that were being handed to me when they were being handed to me. And baby, I'll be damned if I squander that. I'll be damned if I get that to anybody and let them trample on it and tell me that it's something and tell me it's something that it's not. You will not come and paraphrase the genius of me. And honey, I will not allow myself to paraphrase the genius of me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Get serious about the things that you are, about the skills that you have. Stop allowing people to just use you because you want to be accepted. Y'all be so afraid to get hurt. What the fuck? Y'all always talking about these kids running out here playing, doing all this stuff that they want to do. Kids will be kids. Honey, listen, you gonna fall how you fall, and and it'll be a million times. And I hope you get up a million and one. So thank you so much for tuning into the immersive experience. I have immensely enjoyed you all. This time has been amazing. I'll be back on Sunday. And if you don't see me, hold me accountable. Shoot me a text message. Be like, bitch, where you at? and I appreciate y'all. And just to end this, keep your word to yourself. Keep your agreements with yourself. Go check your agreements now. I appreciate you all. And I hope you have an amazing day. And I'll catch you when I catch you.
Says, your immersive experience has been hijacked. It is highly recommended that you disconnect.